What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Super Gamer Boys. I'm your host, Colonel, and most handsome dad, Garrett Morlang, and here, joining me in the virtual studio with me is our friend and Twitch icon from twitch.tv/StephBabies. We have Stephanie Martin. How's it going?
Well, Twitch icon feels generous since I've been MIA for many moons. But it's going. Thanks for having me, guys.
I mean, once you're a Twitch icon, you're always a Twitch icon, you know? As soon as you start as soon as you start streaming again, I mean, you'll be right back on the front page. That's how it works. You're one of those.
Yeah.
No time.
You're one of those. Yeah. And for those who aren't watching and but are listening, you might have heard, that's right, the king of video games and Pocket Poppy, Adrian Holmes, is back.
Let's go back at it again. Finally escaped the dungeon that GamerBot put me in, but you know, old history. It's okay. So I just got out of pretty much solitary confinement and found out that we're done. What?
Yeah, I mean, a lot's happened since Super GamerBot kidnapped you. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I didn't even put that on the show notes. I guess we should probably address that briefly. We should probably address that briefly here on the show. If you haven't been on social media and you missed that, but you only listen and watch us and you don't follow us anywhere else, we did announce that the podcast is going to be going on an indefinite hiatus here soon, coming to an end in a couple months. After this one, it'll be 3 more episodes. I think the idea is May 26th, if I remember right.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day. Yes. Forever, you can remember us on Memorial Day. That's what we think about. It's a holiday for us.
Right under the American flag.
Right
Super Gamer Boys flag.
Super Gamer Boys flag.
Gotta raise them both. Raise and lower them both.
Put this SGB flag at half mast. Yeah, you can go read that update over on our Instagram, and I don't know. I think Adrian posted it pretty much everywhere. Yeah, things are changing in our lives, and we're just feeling like, you know what, maybe it's time to take a little bit of a break. And by break, we mean a long break. But we'll see.
The great Captain America said, I'm gonna go live some of that life.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Stick with us here for the last few episodes. This is almost like our, what they call a victory lap. This is it.
Farewell tour
out at the end. So we'll have a couple more guests, and then one final one with just Adrian and I sending off the show. But tonight we have Steph with us. How are you doing, Steph?
Doing good. You know, life be lifing, staying busy. But good. I feel like I haven't been the best gamer, but I came mostly for.
Then you're in the right place.
Yeah. Welcome.
Games? What are those?
Yeah.
I thought this was Super Lamer Boys.
Yeah, it is now.
That's how I feel. No, but it's, I mean, I dabble.
Should this just be this can just be a public episode of Super Later Boys instead of a Patreon one?
Yeah.
We'll just have the Super Later Boys branding. Yeah. Sorry. The last time we were talking before the show, trying to figure out when the last time you were on, and as far as we can remember, it was the Undertale episode on Book Club, I think, unless there was some other like random episode you were on, like a main show. But it's been a minute. That was like 2-3 years ago. It's been a while.
Yeah, that was 2 moves ago for me. Yeah, I just went like back through the wormhole in my brain. Yeah, it's been a minute, to say the least.
Man. Well, it's good to have you back. This has been fun, going through all these guests these last couple months, kind of like, getting reacquainted and like hanging out with all these people that some of them have been on some recent stuff, but then other ones, it's been like a couple years. Like Ray being on last week. I'm like, Ray, when were you on last? That's forever. We did like Little Nightmares.
A fat minute ago.
Because we did Little Nightmares with her, 1 and 2, the book club episodes, and then Omori, she was on for that one, I think.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, it was a blast having her back too, and been good. Yeah, well, thanks for joining us here tonight, Steph. Appreciate it. I'm excited to hear all of your gaming wisdom here tonight.
Oh yeah, you can see my notes.
But today we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, some clarification on what Nintendo Switch 2 Edition actually includes, and Katana Zero DLC finally gets an update. But first, let's give a quick shout out to our Patreon producers, Kajoma01, Bumple Smash and Carrie, and our Super Gamer sponsors, Julie Bates, Mama Mare, and David Matthews. If you want to be awesome just like those folks, head over to patreon.com/supergamerboys, where you can support us starting at just $1 a month. Get episodes early and ad-free, at least until while we're making them. I'm not sure what we're going to do with the Patreon once we end. There's thoughts about maybe keeping it going because we have stuff we want you guys to be able to access, but it's also stuff that we promised would stay in Patreon, Patreon exclusive. So it feels we're still deciding. We'll see what happens. But if you want to support us for the next month until we're done, then that would be cool too. If not though, or if you do, we have early and ad-free episodes. Super Later Boys is exclusive over there. You can go check that out. We got 9 episodes out now, and we're probably going to record a 10th one here this month. Probably, if anything, talking more in depth about kind of what's been going on in our lives and this big decision we've made, but we will see. We'll talk more about our Patreon later on in the show. I do want to give a huge shout out to Jack, Sriracha, Yate, and DJ Trooz for allowing us to use their music on our show. Tonight, we're listening to my DJ Trooz playlist, so enjoy that Troozy goodness. Legendary. All right, and with that, let's check the mail. All right, Adrian, I know you've missed Ranger. It's been a minute.
My guy, I've got some letters from the the battlefield letters, where the soldiers write their wives. My dearest, I don't know, Harriet. It's been a fortnight since I've seen thee. I know Ranger's got a few saved up.
Oh man, well here we go. This is the new one from Ranger. Let's ruminate with Ranger. Boys, with all the talk lately, I've started peeling back the layers of the Xbox onion. Now that Forza and Indy are showing up as pre-orders on the PlayStation Store, I'm wondering what Xbox games will land next. Naturally, I'm thinking about playing Xbox games on my PSVR 2 in cinematic mode, and the idea of playing the new Doom, Gears, Halo, etc. in VR would be simply sensational. Also, my understanding is that when you play Xbox games on PlayStation, you're required to log in and link to a Microsoft account, like with the upcoming Forza Horizon 5. This got me thinking about the future. If I buy Xbox games on my PS5, but log in with a Microsoft account, does that mean I own an Xbox license for that game, enabling Play Anywhere? Does that count toward the Xbox ecosystem? For instance, if the Xbox handheld comes out later this year and I've bought Indiana Jones on PS5, can I play it on my Xbox handheld? How would that work? In the future, could I buy an Xbox game on PS5 and download it later on the future Xbox if I'm connected? Those are all interesting things that I don't have answers for, but here. Oh, you want to answer that? That wasn't his official question, but if you want to,
it wasn't.
If you want to give your thoughts, you give your thoughts on it.
I feel like if you buy Indiana Jones on PS5, you're gonna get the license for that system. I'm sure it's not the same. It's obviously not the same file, right? Because they have to go in, they have to change button prompts, they have to do X, Y, and Z to make it fit.
Right. So, but their whole mantra is play anywhere. Like that's how you buy it on PC. You play it on PC. You can play it on Xbox. You buy it on or vice versa.
The only way that would work is if you buy it like directly through Xbox, and then somehow they make you log into your Xbox account, like on PS5 or on PC or whatever, to check if you own that like one license. But I don't think Sony's gonna let them do that. They're probably just gonna be like,
I assume if you buy it on PlayStation, you're only going to have it.
That's
there,
where it's going to stay. Yeah,
unfortunately, but who knows? Who knows? So it says, my questions for this week: are there any Xbox games from the past that you'd personally want to see arrive on the PlayStation Store? What would they be? Fusion Frenzy, LOL. Personally, I'd choose Avowed and Quantum Break. Any thoughts for that question there before I move on to these next ones?
Steph, you got a couple?
I have never had a PlayStation, and I have no desire to ever have a PlayStation.
Sacrilege,
shame,
but okay.
Shame.
And I'm not like.
Why did we invite you on the show? What is this?
I know.
Adrian, didn't you vet her first?
I mean, she's been here before. Like, I don't.
I'm not a PlayStation hater. I have nothing against it. I just.
Okay.
I have no purpose. None of the PlayStation X exclusives appeal to me enough to justify going out and buying a PlayStation. But that being said, like playing like Doom in VR sounds lit. Like Gears of War, it'd be cool with that coming over. I don't feel like I ever would want Halo to go over to PlayStation. Like that belongs and should always be like an Xbox like exclusive.
See, that's exactly what my answer is going to be. My answer is going to be, I want Halo over there. Like I would love to like pop in and get back to like Halo 3 or Halo 3 ODST, like some of those older titles. Like, I would love Halo to come over to PlayStation. It would be so great. I mean, I can play them on my PC. That's the thing. I have a PC. It's like I could play them there, but I don't know. It would be fun to just have everything in one place, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. I think Halo should come over. I think if you want Halo to continue to be a thing, you need to cross that bridge and bring that higher number player base in and introduce them to Halo and show them what makes it great. I also agree with Steph. I think Gears would be a perfect fit on PlayStation. I think, I don't know, there's something about the hardcore, war-torn, emotional story, PlayStation players eat that up, right?
Yep.
So I think that would fit well. One that people don't think about that I think would be really awesome is Fable. I think Fable would be really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
That's a good call. And I would agree with you that if Halo wants to continue to grow and evolve, that it should go over. That would be the smart thing to do, business-wise. I'm just talking selfishly.
Yeah.
Oh no,
like, Halo can die. Halo can die. It's done. Let it die with Xbox.
Wow.
I mean, it basically is, right? Like,
it's not the same. It's not
infinite
the same.
flop. Like, let's call it straight a spade.
I would just love to get the Master Chief collection though on PlayStation. Like, bring that.
That's all
over.
I need. That's all I need.
Want. Just give me the old stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be so much fun. Here's another question here. How close or far off do you think we are from getting Xbox games day and date on PlayStation? Because at this point, it's kind of delayed like by a few months. But do you think there's even a chance of it ever lining up where it's coming out on both the same day?
100%.
Really?
Xbox doesn't care about it. They don't care about console exclusivity anymore. They said that. No. That's what this whole play anywhere. This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. That's not an X. This whole thing is like, just play our stuff, please. Just sign up for Game Pass. We'll put it anywhere, okay? That's what we want. That's what they want. So
day one release on Game Pass, as
long as your device can access Game Pass, it's coming out day one wherever it is.
Yeah, I that's funny because my thought was the opposite. I was thinking, I don't think they ever do it because that is like the last, because they've been so, in my opinion, like careless in every other sense, being like, just put anything everywhere, or like whatever, like kind of treating their consoles extremely poorly. In my head, I guess I would hope that there would be like, well, let's keep this one thing just so like the Xbox fans don't completely like just take us out back and shoot us kind of thing. Like, keep a little bit of a space between Xbox release and PlayStation release. But I don't know.
The Xbox fans already have Xboxes. They're not worried about them.
Yeah.
They're not worried about them. They're not going anywhere. They already have Xboxes. They already have Game Pass. Right. Yep. And they're not leaving. So
yeah. I mean, but they're the ones complaining though that things are like not exclusive anymore. They're the ones who are upset when this stuff is happening. So I guess my thought is like, I don't know. Yeah. How long do they put up with that until they finally? It is a dumb thing to be upset about.
Like a dumb thing to be upset about.
They've put up with it for 5 years that there's been barely any games of note. So I don't think they're going to go anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
You got Hi-Fi Russian, and what else? What else over a 7?
What else?
Yeah, not much. And then the third question he has here: what are your thoughts on Microsoft, like having to log into a Microsoft account on your PlayStation?
Don't care
and stuff like that. Yeah, as long as people don't get excluded. Because here's the deal: like, people were all up in arms when PlayStation was doing it on Steam, because all these PlayStation games are coming to PC now, and people were like pissed about it. Like, why do I need to make a PlayStation account? And I'm like, who cares? Just make an account and move on. But then when someone explained it to me, there's apparently, I didn't realize it, there are some regions and countries in the world that you can't get a PlayStation account. Like, you're actually
Brazil, right?
I don't know if it's, I don't remember. There's a handful. There's like a few, like probably kind of one hand, but there's a few countries that literally can't, you can't make a PlayStation account. You're not allowed to. It's like banned from that country or whatever. So it's like, so those people, if they wanted to play Last of Us or Horizon or Spider-Man or whatever on PC, they couldn't because they can't make a PlayStation account to log in. I was like, okay, that makes sense. I would be pissed too. So in that case, that was stupid. Like, why did they do that? Or, or at least figure out a way to get PlayStation into those countries. But as far as I know with Xbox, I don't think, again, and I could be wrong, I don't think there's countries where you can't have an Xbox account. Maybe there are, but if there aren't, then who cares? Just make an account and move on. Like,
no, Microsoft is worldwide. Yeah. You'd have to, there's no place I don't think that you can't have a Microsoft account, right? Because Windows is everywhere. So
that's true. That's
in
true.
order to have an Xbox account, you have to have a Microsoft account. They can't ban one and then not the other. Yep. So I think they're good wherever they go.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
I feel like, again, I don't have a PlayStation, but I don't feel like it's a big deal to log into your Microsoft account. I feel like that's so normal now. Like, if I want to play Marvel Rivals or Fortnite, I have to log into Epic anyway. Like, it's just so normal to have to log into something now.
Yeah.
It takes 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Keep them coming, Ranger.
Keep them coming. We got a few more weeks. He does have a PS here. What's Ranger been playing? Assassin's Creed Shadows, baby. I pre-ordered it and I haven't regretted it for a second. 10 hours in and I'm loving it. A true return to form. It's already millions strong across all platforms. Ubisoft deserves this win. I mean, I don't know if those are strong words. I don't know if Ubisoft deserves anything. Ubisoft doesn't deserve anything.
How's Outlaws doing?
That's so sad because Outlaws looks like a great game, but people hate it on it so bad.
I'm waiting for it to be $20 so bad. Hurry up!
Soon it goes on sale because I've heard it's a good game, but it is. I don't know. I'm still scared to jump in because I just don't know who to trust, who to believe. Like, so many people, there's so many mixed reviews on it.
I feel like you get it at $20, it sucks. Okay, you move on. You get it at $20, it rules. That's always a plus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad to hear Assassin's Creed Shadows is good because
me too.
I was very interested in that. Obviously, I haven't been playing a ton of games lately, and I'm, the stuff I have been working, I'm still like only halfway through. So it's like, I want to finish what I'm working on now before I get anything more. But it seems like it had a lot of good stuff going for it. And again, the return to form of like kind of classic Assassin's Creed a little bit, because that's something I've missed with the more recent ones. Is it feeling they're trying to innovate too much, and it's just like, oh, this doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed anymore. This is just like a generic action game, But that's just me. All right. Well, thank you so much, Ranger. I appreciate it. And remember, if you want your questions answered here on the show, you can write in over on our Discord. Join us over there at supergamerboys.com/Discord. Join for free, hang out, and drop your questions in our, I think we have a mailbag channel over there. Or you can be like Ranger and submit on our website for some reason. He just keeps
keeping it alive.
He's gonna
keep doing that after everything is over too. I guarantee it.
That's fine. I'll keep the website up. It's free. It's free at this point. We've migrated to another provider, so I'll just leave it up. You can just leave us a little note. It'll be a little time capsule. Like a couple years from now, we'll come back.
Every couple of years.
All the stuff Rangers left for us. Oh man. All right. Well, with that, it's now time for the nerdy nudes.
It's now time for the nerdy nudes.
Perfect.
Still got it.
Wow.
Perfect. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I've missed that. Oh man. All right. Well, let's switch over here to.
Speaking of.
That was unintentional. That was unintentional.
I got it.
Don't worry, I got you.
Thanks, Adrian. Here we are. We are now in the Nerdy Nudes, and we are now going to read this article from IGN, written by Adam Bankhurst. Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, everything announced. So that's all we're talking about here. Nintendo Switch 2, our thoughts on it, all the features. So let's start with some of the features, some of the things that we know is going to be coming with this system here. So it was announced to be released on June 5th, 2025. So just a couple months away, pretty soon. It's going to cost $449.99. And there will also be a Nintendo Switch 2 plus Mario Kart World bundle that will cost $499.99. Pre-orders, well, this article is obviously outdated. Pre-orders were supposed to happen April 9th. Pre-orders should have happened last week, but unfortunately, the world is on fire and America's on fire, I should say.
They're greedy.
And Trump's tariffs scared Nintendo away. So we'll see when pre-orders actually happen, or who knows? Maybe they just don't release in the States. I don't know.
Right,
they can start like a black
joke
market.
Around like I won't drive to Canada. Like don't do that. I'll take a weekend. Yeah, I'll take a weekend and I'll go on up there.
I'll drive down the TJ. Tijuana is just like 30 minutes from me. Just drive to Mexico and back.
They're region free, aren't they? Like, right? I'm just gonna go up to Canada and get one. Then that's fine.
Go down to Mexico, grab one, good to go.
Yeah.
Oh man. But there are stipulations. I mean, a lot of places are doing pre-orders. If you want to pre-order through Nintendo, though, they are doing some special thing where you can pre-order through them, and you have to sign up ahead of time. But you have to have a Nintendo like subscription. You have to have had it for like a year. There's a bunch of like stipulations, but I signed up immediately. I'm like, yep, send me the email. Let me know.
Yep, me too.
So let's get to some of these features. Nintendo Switch 2 has a ton of new hardware features and experiences. And it all starts with the console itself that has a 7.9-inch LCD screen that displays games at 1080p. However, those looking for better resolution will be happy to know that the new dock will be able to output video up to 4K resolution and play games at up to 120 frames per second. Crazy. What a jump from the first Switch to the new one. Way more than we ever anticipated. Like, I feel like when we were speculating before, we always talked about like, we'd be happy with 1440, even output on a TV, right. Handheld.
Maybe not gameplay, but
yeah. And even like 60 FPS, but seeing like 4K, 120, mind-blowing. Although we'll see how they actually deliver, because apparently my PS5, according to the box, does 8K. I haven't seen it do that.
I haven't seen it do that one time.
Honestly, I feel like it barely does 4K, to be completely honest. So, so we'll see what the Switch actually comes out with. But the new Joy-Con will connect the Switch 2 with a magnet snap. It looks similar to the original models, but offer a new feature like mouse control. The right Joy-Con also has a new C button that will work with new online features called Game Chat, where you can it's voice chat and video chat with your friends, which is kind of a cool feature. Like, they basically have Discord built into the Switch. Pretty sick. It's also confirmed that the Switch 2 will have red game cartridges, because that changes everything. Going from black to red. A 256 gigabyte internal storage that can be expanded with micro SD express cards, spatial 3D audio, and more. So they're pulling out all the stops on this.
The game cards, aren't they basically SD express cards? So they got much faster read and write?
I assume internally they are, but from what I understand, it's the same cartridge. Like externally, like if you put it side by side with a Switch cartridge, they're going to look exactly the same, just different colors. But
no, they're gonna. I have to look again. There's probably some groove or something in there that you won't be able to put a Switch 2 cart in the Switch 1. Just like the 3DS.
Me.
Maybe, or it'll be something where you put it in. And it's just like we can't play this, you know, like what a PlayStation does. Like when you put like a PlayStation 2 game in a PS1, it's just like I don't know what this is. Right. You
put the Switch 2 card in, it's like, oh, buddy, you didn't hear.
Can't read this. They're also releasing some new accessories. They got a new Pro controller. They've announced which the Pro controller honestly looks pretty sick. They're adding like back buttons and everything. Like this is like a legit Pro controller. This feels more like an Xbox or a PlayStation Pro controller, honestly. Like they're going all out, which is pretty cool. They've announced a camera that you can plug in and use with the game chat for doing video chat and stuff like that. That's pretty sick. They don't have in this article. Did you see the Piranha Plant one?
I'm a mark. I'm gonna get it.
It's a third party. It's not made by Nintendo, but there's one that looks like a little piranha plant with like a little webcam in it. I'm like, I want that so bad.
Be careful with that one though, because I think the resolution is way worse.
Yeah, it's only like 480 instead of this one.
I think the Nintendo one is 720.
720. So it's not great, but I mean, who cares? Like, right? Like when you're using it for on like game chat on your Nintendo Switch, like I'm not using it to stream with. You know?
Right. You can see your little faces down there.
It's just chatting with my friends and playing Mario Party with my own face or whatever. Because that's another new feature that they announced with the new Mario Party game is you can put yourself in there apparently, which is kind of cool. So yeah, let's start with that then. Let's hear you guys' thought on the hardware itself, on the console, on what we saw about that. What do you guys think? How are you guys feeling about this? Is this an instant buy?
About it. I don't know. Probably, unfortunately, because I have no self-control. And because as stingy as they are, I love Nintendo. I'm excited about a lot of it. Some of it, I'm like, could it have been that way earlier? Maybe. But I'm excited for the Pro controller, probably most of all. Also, the GameCube controller.
Oh,
yes. I don't know if you guys saw that. But, oh my gosh, that looks so cool. So the controllers have me. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see how it runs in comparison. The camera and the game chat, honestly, I'd rather use Discord. I'm like, it's 2025. We've been using Discord. Yeah. This isn't like a huge deal to me. The camera kind of, it's giving Connect a little bit. Obviously, it's going to be better. I would hope. But that's what it reminds me of. So I'll be interested to see, like, especially in Mario Party when there's mini games based on how the camera picks you up, just to see how accurate it is. Right.
Yeah. Like if you're in like too dark of a room, it's just like not gonna work, you know, not gonna pick you up. Right. Right. You have to have everything all dialed in. That's true. I didn't even think about that. What about you, Adrian? Are you how are you feeling about this? Is this this do it for you?
This is pretty much everything that when we talked about, what would you want to see from the Switch 2? They pretty much went down the list and knocked almost everything out. The only thing that I'm like, I wish you would have just went the little bit extra mile is I wish they would have went with 16 gigs of RAM instead of 12. That's my only gripe, is because I feel like just that extra little bit, or I guess any extra, is always future-proofing, right? So, you know, when we're back in this situation where it's 5-6 years from now, and everybody's like, oh my God, Switch 2 runs like trash, you know, X, Y, and Z, because we're going to get back to that point in the cycle, right? It always happens. I feel like if they had that little bit of extra, they may be able to like limp along to the finish line for whatever, if they're going to do Switch 3 or if they're going to do something else. But regardless of that, no, everything else looks awesome. I might be in the minority here. I'm indifferent on it being larger. I kind of like the size that it was at, because it's already not it's already not portable. So now you want to make it bigger, and it's going to take up bigger space in my bag, and then I take it out and it's a larger handheld. I mean, it's good that it's larger for comfortability's sake, but I've always said that the Switch it's transportable, but it's not a portable device. So it's kind of hard to, I got, 5-10 minutes that I have to wait in the DMV or something like that. Let me just, break it out real quick. You can't do that. You got to open your bag.
Not
and open the Switch
throwing
case.
it, in your backpack like you would a DS. You have to go through the whole straps in the case. Yeah.
Exactly. But no, everything looks awesome. I did not expect 4K. That was a huge surprise. I was really thinking that we were going to get like 1080p, 60 frames a second and call it a day, which I would have been fine with. But now we're getting what? 1080 120 they said, and 4K 60 on some games. So bravo there. Nvidia is going to work with those chips in that DLSS. So I'm not mad at it. I like the design. I like the idea that they're kind of going with more of a understated I guess ethos, or for lack of a better term.
Yeah, like the original Switch launched with like the bright red and the bright blue Joy-Cons, and this one it's like
we're fun.
Black. Everything's black. Everything's blacked out, like muted. Other than like when you take the Joy-Cons off, it still has the red and blue to differentiate left and right. Color. But that's kind of it. It's more of like a red to red, blue to blue, so you don't break your Switch kind of thing. That's it. So like it's more of an indicator than a design choice, But
really curious about the Joy-Con and the magnetic system. I'm wondering how. I've heard that it's actually really hard to take off, which is a good thing. But I'm also wondering about how the longevity for that is going to be. Are we going to get wobble again? Once the magnets start to weaken, because that's what magnets do over time. Because that was one of my biggest things. Like I like to sometimes play my Switch when I'm laying down and I can hear the unit like creak and crick and move and stuff while I'm playing it. Like, I would like for that to not happen, please. But
waiting for it to fall on your face.
Right.
Smash it.
The magnets just give way and fall and breaks my nose. But overall, I'm very satisfied with what I saw. I guess we'll get to the games in a little bit. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably going to pick it up.
Yeah. The only other thing I was bummed about is the screen. Like, for us to get a Switch OLED and then have to go back to LCD has me so sad. Because the Switch came out with a Switch OLED. I got that. My Steam Deck came out with the Steam Deck OLED. I got that. And it's just like, man, once you go OLED, it's hard to go back. It just looks so pretty. It's so nice.
Why did we go back?
It's not a deal breaker, but man, like having like blacks, like such dynamic lighting, vibrant colors, like it makes a big difference. People try to tell you it doesn't, but it does. It makes a very big difference. It's so fun. So I'm a little bummed by that. But I mean, I don't know the specific specs of the screen. Even though it's LCD, maybe it is a higher end screen. Maybe it's a higher end screen that will still output a good, like a wide color gamut, still have really vibrant colors.
I'd imagine
there are good LCD screens out there, so it could be good. But I don't know. It'll never be as good.
Especially
as
if they're talking about HDR. I feel like you wouldn't talk about HDR if you didn't have a panel that could do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot about that. They announced HDR. It's pretty incredible. So even though it's LCD, it does have that.
So I would wager that it's okay, at least. The only problem with that, Garrett, not problem, but like the only observation I can think of is that most people weren't going to pay $499 for the Switch 2, because that's the only way it was going to have OLED. Yeah. So that's where they had to make that concession. And I would rather than make the concession on the screen than make concessions power wise. So I'll take that trade off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah. And down the road, I'm sure like they did it with the Switch. They came out eventually with Switch OLED. Like, all right,
will. Yeah.
4 years.
It's gonna be OLED, and I'm gonna buy it. Like, let's call a spade a spade.
4 or 5 years from now, they'll finally come out with the OLED and be like, all right, now it's time. It's time to upgrade. Well, let's talk about some of these games they announced. So obviously the big tentpole game, I kind of mentioned it earlier when talking about the bundle, and that is Mario Kart World, kicked off the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. It was confirmed to be a launch title.
That is not the tentpole game. We'll talk about the tentpole game when we get there. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes. All right. It was packed with a bunch of gameplay. They showed off basically the way I'd been describing is it's Forza Horizon, but Mario Kart. Like you can roam around in an open world and then you'll see races and you can just jump in the races right there with your buddies. You can run around with your buddies in multiplayer, like in the worlds. It's wild. It's kind of impressive, honestly. A bunch of new karts, new racers. They've added outfits. We were talking about just HDR a minute ago. They showed like Mario Kart with like HDR, with like 4K, like high refresh rate. Like it is gorgeous. This game looks so good.
Looks really good.
Too good for Mario Kart, honestly. There'll be traditional levels up to 24 drivers.
24 is crazy. I'm so excited for that.
That is insane. They've added like a knockout tour, it's called. So like a race mode where every lap you go around, whoever's in last gets knocked out of the race. You can do rail grinds now, apparently. That's a thing. Races in cars, motorcycles, boats, snowmobiles, planes, riding on walls.
Wall jumping.
There's a moment when a giant cow from Moo Moo Meadows was racing. Apparently you can race as a cow now. That's the thing people are latching on to.
Yeah.
And bad guys. You can play as bad guys now. Not just Bowser.
Oh, yeah. I guess I didn't even pick up on that, but that's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Goombas, charging chucks.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, they're going all out. This is kind of almost feels like the Smash Brothers like ultimate of Mario Kart in a sense. Like they're going all out. And I assume there's going to be, I don't know. They did DLC with Mario Kart 8, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing like, okay, what's their DLC going to look like for this one? Like, are they going to add more tracks, expand the worlds, add more drivers? Like, it's going to be exciting. But it is important to note, however, that Mario Kart World will cost $79.99, which is higher than any base Switch 1 game ever released. Crazy. And then there's going to be a Mario Kart World Direct on April 17th. So just in a few more days, they're going to announce more about that game. But how are we feeling about that pricing?
It's honestly for a game that I'm going to be playing for the next 7 to 8 years, right? Let's be real. $80 it's okay. It's fine.
Right.
It's honestly, if that gets me, like I said, 7 to 8 years of full support and maybe a few DLCs before they come in with the packs, then I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I know it's not a popular opinion, but people are going to be like glad this is $80 when GTA comes out and it's $100, because it's going to be $100. So
yeah, I'm going to get the bundle, so it's the price of the games either here nor there for me. That's just what it is.
Yeah,
but I think it's easier to swallow that price for a game like Mario Kart, where it's going to be the game you're playing with your friends. Like you're going to get your money's worth out of it. I think it's a tougher pill to swallow and really be like, oh wow, this is the world we're living in now, thanks to the economy and everything. That like it's not that crazy. Like it's not, when you compare it to other games, like you're saying, like it's just the way it is now, unfortunately. So I'm not happy about it. I understand the outrage, but
I'm with you. Like for Mario Kart, like it's not great, but I'm also like, like what you're saying makes sense. Like, okay, this is a game I'm playing like so much over the next 7-8 years. Like this is the game, this is the Mario Kart. So like, okay, that's not bad. But I think what hurts me the most is thinking about like, all right, Metroid Prime 4, when that comes out, is that going to be $80 as well? Because that's a game that
have you played a Metroid Prime game?
Yeah, I have, but like, I don't know, for me, it's like, all right, you play it and then that's it. Like, I don't know. I'm not one, you know me. I don't replay games. Fair. I play games once and I'm done. So like the thought of like spending $80 and I beat it in, I don't know, let's say it's 10 to 15 hour game. Like, I don't know. It's just, yeah, it hurts a little bit. That hurts a little more just because it is like, for me anyways, personally, it's like I play it once and I'm like back on the shelf.
Back on the shelf.
I mean,
trade it back in.
Yeah. I mean, and because I buy games digitally too, generally. So I don't know, maybe Switch 2 is when I start buying games physically just so I can trade them back in and make a little bit back off of it. Because otherwise.
Do you know, I started thinking about that for a hot minute. I was like, do I want those stupid little red chips?
I mean,
so I can. I don't know.
Maybe. You know? I don't know. I hope that, but then again, this would be the digital. Like, I might start taking advantage of if they keep doing it. Because I know on Switch, they have like the vouchers where you can like basically, buy 2 games at a time. And I think that would help soften the blow. But if they choose to do it for the Switch 2.
Right. We haven't heard anything about that one way or the other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I would hope they bring that over. That was such a great feature. So basically, for the price of, a game and a half, you're getting 2. That was always a fantastic deal.
Yeah.
What were we going to say, Adrian?
Oh, I was going to say, so it's probably going to be like 120 instead of 100, right? Because that'd be a game and a half.
Probably, yeah. Which, like, fine. Yeah. Okay. I get it. Yeah, I'll take it.
Right.
Yeah. Better than 160. Yeah.
Another big announcement we got is Donkey Kong Bonanza.
There we go. That's the tentpole game everyone's talking about.
A new 3D platforming action adventure game that sees Donkey Kong smashing through a new world. He can even break off chunks of the world to find more areas to explore and use that debris to attack enemies with. There also looks to be plenty of bosses, humor, and even 2D sections. Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to be released on July 17th. So about a month and a half later. So we got to wait a little bit for that one, but this game looks so good.
I need a direct dedicated to this game. That's what I want to see.
Better get one.
We need to.
It looks so fun.
Now this game, I feel like, because when the trailer first was starting, like they didn't say what it was. It just started like showing landscapes and stuff. This looks like, for a second, I could have swore, I'm like, oh, Mario Odyssey 2. This is Mario Odyssey 2.
Everybody did. Everybody did.
So I don't know, is it the same team that made Odyssey that making this game or what? Because it honestly looked just like Odyssey, and then all of a sudden Donkey Kong bashes through a wall. I'm like, no way! I lost my mind. It was so good. But
that's the consensus, is that it's the Odyssey team. This has been a rumor for years at this point, because I remember talking about it a while back. I was, when I was still manifesting and willing it into existence, You're welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, this looks like the Odyssey team. I feel like it has their touch all over it. Just the fact that when you get a banana, you do the little pose thing, just like Mario does in Odyssey. Little telltale giveaways like that. The maps of the levels. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's them. Also, this for me would have been an easy $80 game. So you goofed, Nintendo. You could have had an extra $10.
Don't give them any ideas.
No. Too late now. You already said it.
Oh man. Yeah, this game looks absolutely phenomenal. Like, I'm excited to get in there, and I just love how, like, from the trailers, everything's destructible. Like he's just smashing everything up in there, and like buildings, mountains, everything is just crumbling.
Picking up the world and throwing it.
And I like the design of Donkey Kong. A lot of people are throwing a bunch of shade.
The new DK design. He's so good and so expressive.
Yeah, exactly. Like he doesn't just feel like, because I mean, Donkey Kong Country, like the rare like Donkey Kong design is great. Don't get me wrong. Like that's what I grew up with. But yeah, this one just like you said, yeah, it feels way more expressive. Like it's not just like gorilla face. Like he's actually like, like it feels more like a cartoon character, but like in a good way. Like I don't know, there's so much more. He's not just a gorilla. Like he is a character now. It's making him become.
It feels more true to Donkey Kong to me.
Yeah,
and that feels right.
Right. Yeah, like he's becoming like a more
goofy, expressive guy.
Exactly.
With some silly undertones.
Yeah. They're definitely leaning into like the tone of Donkey Kong that they made in the movie and what was it, the Super Mario movie, like because before that Donkey Kong was very kind of just like, oh, he's just the gorilla that runs around and smashes stuff, and now and I don't know, so it's just fun to be like, okay, no, they expanded his character in the movie and now like they're doing that in the games. They're like running with it, like, all right, yeah, he's this goofball now. I love it. I'm here for it. We can hit the kind of the rest of these a little quicker here, but Kirby Air Riders has been announced.
Sick.
Coming to Switch 2, being developed by Masahiro Sakurai, is coming back
himself.
Crazy, but I think that's not coming out until this is later 2025. And then there's also another Kirby game. Oh, they announced Forgotten Land. Yes,
100%.
Nintendo Switch
game
2 edition plus a new DLC pack, or expansion pack, new missions, new story. So I made the mistake of watching this direct with my kids. They've never watched any of like the directs or any other like video game stuff. Like they've never watched anything like that before. But this one, I'm like, this will be fun. It's all Nintendo and Switch 2. Like because they've been playing the Switch a ton. Like that's all they play now. Like my son, like Shep, he beat Odyssey on his own, and together they played co-op and beat Kirby with the Forgotten Land. And so when this popped up and it was like the Nintendo Switch 2 edition and they announced new levels, new world, they both looked at each other and had like the biggest grins on their face. They looked at me like, Dad, we gotta get this game. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we gotta get a Switch 2 first. and then we can get this game. But they were absolutely stoked for that. But then they also announced Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 editions, which we'll talk a little bit more about that in the next news story here. But the big one, we teased it earlier, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond was announced at the previous Nintendo Direct, but we're hearing now that they're getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition with mouse controls in quality and performance modes. So they're going all out with this on Switch 2, which is pretty freaking awesome. So you can use mouse controls. So if you're a PC gamer, you can, use your mouse for your FPS shooter, whatever. Nerds.
Like, never been me.
Yeah. But then you also get quality mode, which is 4K 60 FPS HDR, and performance mode, which is 1080p 120 FPS HDR modes. But that's great. Like that's so cool. Like that the new Switch is able to do that, because that was like a feature that started popping up on like a PS4 Pro and then like PS5. So to see a Switch 2 like able to have like quality and performance modes, I don't know, it just gets me excited for the console. But this game looks great. I'm stoked for Metroid Prime. Steph, have you played any of the Metroid Prime games? Or you played some on stream, didn't you?
I played the first one. Yeah, I've played a lot of Metroid games, but I've only played the first Prime when it was remastered, and it was fantastic. Loved it.
Yeah,
would play again.
They're very good. Prime 2 was always my favorite as a kid, like on GameCube. Like I would play that one over and over and over again. But I just love the soundtrack too. Like it was like dark and mysterious, and like the gameplay was, and the worlds were like, I loved Prime 2. But I never actually played 3.
That's
that
rare
one was on
claim.
Wii, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which
you have, by the way.
I do have a Wii. I just it's not plugged in. It's in a box in the closet.
2 being your favorite is a bold claim. Because most people when you think about Metroid Prime, they think about 1.
Oh. Well, no, 2. 2's where it's at. I like the more edgy. the edgier game, you know. That's just me.
Yeah. The misunderstood game.
Dark, edgy emo. I love it. Sign me up. Oh man. We got a new Mario Party Jamboree, which is that game was already on Switch 1, right? So it's just a Switch 2 edition
around Christmas, and that's my biggest gripe with that whole direct was they should have saved that game for the Switch 2. They had no business releasing it.
I see.
So close to the Switch 2, just to be like, if you get the Switch 2 edition and pay for the DLC, which I know you're going to talk about more with the next part of this with Zelda, but.
Yeah. Hey kid, you like camera games?
You knew what you were doing.
Yeah, man. I haven't played Jamboree, but I don't know. Mario Party has been so weird to me on the Switch. Like that's the third one they've released on the Switch.
That was the third one, yeah.
It's getting a little out of control. So I think by this one I was like, all right, you're not getting any more of my money. Like I bought Super Mario Party. I bought Mario Party Superstar. Is that what it was called?
Yeah, that was the only one I bought.
Yeah, and then this one came out. I'm like, nah. Third time.
I'm already out.
You can't fool me. Oh man! But now I'm glad
I didn't get it. Yeah, exactly, because I will get it for the Switch 2. But I feel for people who did get it for the Switch 1.
Yeah. There's a couple more just big announcements, a lot of smaller stuff, but I do want to talk about Pokemon Legends ZA coming out on Switch 2, because I know, Steph, you're a big Pokemon gamer.
I am.
Are you excited for this title at all?
I am.
Okay. Why?
Well,
share with us.
I eat that franchise up. I didn't play Arceus.
Oh, that one's so good.
I feel like I really missed out. Yeah, I've heard nothing but amazing things. I'd love to, add it to the list. I'm not playing games. I don't know when I'm going to get to all these games, but
real.
I'd love to play it, especially ahead of this one. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it just because it's a new Pokemon game. I'm basic. I'm easily pleased. I hope that it delivers, and I like that it seems like they've taken their time more with it, because with Sword and Shield and then Scarlet and Violet, like, they were just kind of cranking these out, bad graphics, bad everything, like not the greatest. So I have higher hopes. I feel like they're taking more care of this one, and I think that's why I'm more excited for it, but we'll see. We'll see what people think, the critics.
Yeah. For me, I don't know. Yeah. For me, I just wasn't super excited because I love Arceus, but then this one gets announced, and I don't know. I think I liked the other one because it was so different. Like, it took place in the past. The gameplay was very different. The world was very different. Like, there's so much just kind of exciting about it, like being based way more, like, more in the wilderness and stuff like that. Where this one, like, just being back, like, in a city just feels weird. And even like like the wild areas, or like the wild zones are still just like
over the cities. And I'm not just in a city, loving the starters. I don't like the starters they went with, and that's a bummer. But it's okay. Yeah. We can rebuild. We can still pull through and have a great game, guys.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. This might be one where, if it's ever on sale, which it definitely most likely will never be on sale. But if I find a cheap copy at some point, maybe I'll try it. Or if it has really good reviews. That's the thing. If it has good reviews, I'll bite. I'll give it a shot. But yeah, I was just bummed to go from Arceus and be like, oh, this is so cool. Like this everything about it was so neat. And then this one, they're like, okay, we're taking the gameplay, but we're just turning it back into like modern day regular Pokemon. I'm like, oh, wait a second. Lastly, I just want to touch on Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. This is
that's outrageous.
This is a game.
This is a paid game. They want me to buy their tutorial.
Right. You want me to pay you to learn about the console? Are you nuts?
Yeah, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour was revealed as an exclusive title for Switch 2, and it looks to be an interactive and fun way to learn more about the new console and everything it can do. It features gameplay experiences and models of the Switch 2 and its Joy-Con that teaches players in a fun way. It will be available as a paid digital title at the launch of Nintendo Switch 2. So basically, they're like, hey, PlayStation, Astrobot, we got you. They're like, all right, here we go. Nintendo Switch Welcome Tour. $10. That'll be $10, please. Like PlayStation's over here giving us a full game for free to show off the features of their console.
They didn't even try, like with a name like Welcome Tour. Like, oh, it's a tutorial. Okay, it's the manual.
Can you? I don't know. I can't imagine spending $10 for a tutorial. Like even if it is fun, I don't know. It's hard. Didn't even look fun.
I don't like tutorials when they're free. I definitely don't want to play them paid.
It's crazy. That absolutely blew my mind. I don't even know what they're smoking when they came up with that one, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long it lasts. I wonder if that'll change by the time it comes out. Fingers crossed. I don't know. Maybe not.
So.
Nintendo is usually pretty good at sticking to their guns, unfortunately. Well, that's kind of a lot of the big stuff. I mean, there's so much more. We can keep going, but there's a exclusive, Elden Ring is coming into it. An exclusive From Software game called The Duskbloods is coming. Co-op game, which is crazy. It looks incredible. GameCube games are coming. Switch 2 is great. Switch 2 is looking good. We're excited over here. But let's get on to the next news story after talking for so long on that one. This is kind of piggybacking off of that one, but there's some clarification now. This is from Rebecca Valentine over at IGN. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild's Nintendo Switch 2 edition won't include DLC. Amid continued frustration and confusion from fans about how much the Nintendo Switch 2 and its games are going to cost, especially in the US, we've just learned about yet another change that may not have been obvious to everyone at first. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Switch 2 edition doesn't come with the expansion pass, meaning you'll have to pay an additional $20 to play the DLC on the new system if you don't already own it. That might sound like a no-brainer, but let me explain. Since the announcement of the Nintendo Switch 2's games and their pricing last week, there's been no end to the confusion about how it's all going to work. What we currently know is that if you already own The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Nintendo Switch, you can play that game on your Nintendo Switch 2, including with the DLC if you've already purchased it, no problem. However, there's a Nintendo Switch 2 Enhanced Edition of Breath of the Wild, and it comes with improved visuals, performance, achievements, as well as a new Zelda Notes service on the Nintendo Switch Online app. If you've already owned Breath of the Wild on Switch, you won't get those features automatically, but you can purchase an upgrade for $10 to get access to that. So that leaves folks who don't own the game at all, but might want to purchase it on the Switch 2. They can purchase a Nintendo Switch 2 Enhanced Edition of Breath of the Wild for $70, which is $10 more than the game initially retailed at. So basically the price of the original game in the pack, but it won't include the DLC expansion pack. So if you want access to that, it's another $20 on top of that, $90 total for the full Breath of the Wild Nintendo Switch 2 experience. There's more to that article, but that gets the point across right there. So if you already own it all, $10 upgrade, you're in, you're good to go. But if you don't, boy, are you paying $90 for the whole experience, which I guess, I don't know, I'm curious your guys' thoughts, but first I just want to share mine. Like, I don't know, I was under the assumption, and maybe that was wrong of me to assume, but when they announced these Switch 2 versions of the games, like Switch 2 Edition, I don't know, when other console makers do stuff like this, like Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, when there's a new version or edition of the game, 9 times out of 10, it's like a complete edition. It comes with all the DLC, it comes with all the fancy features, everything. And so I just assumed Nintendo was doing that for us, right? Like, oh, you spend $60-$70, you get the whole kit and caboodle. And so to hear this, like, oh, shoot, like, if you don't already own it, like, I'm fine, I already own it all, but someone else, like, man, that sucks to have to dish out so much. Like, things are already so expensive. Like, why get so out of control, nickel and dime people? Like, why not make the Switch 2 like a complete edition, a director's cut edition, whatever you want to call it, where it just comes with everything for $70-$80 or whatever. I don't know.
I'm not caping for Nintendo, but I feel like I may understand why they don't, because you're paying for Breath of the Wild, right? Like, and you're getting Breath of the Wild. You can play Breath of the Wild start to finish and have a full experience. And if you wanted more, then you can do the DLC. But I think they're just literally just trying to sell you the game no matter what. So, you know, trade-offs.
Yeah. That's true. I don't know.
No one's making you buy the DLC. That's true. Like, you can get Breath of the Wild if it's your first time. Be like, I don't like this. I don't want the DLC. And then
and then you're gonna be pissed that you had to pay $20 extra to get DLC you don't want. So I'd rather it be that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is this type of thing, like if this starts happening with other games, let's say, like off the top of my head, I can't think of anything, but I don't know. Is it like, because Breath of the Wild, that's one thing. You're right. Like, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. But I don't know. I'm just thinking, obviously Mario Kart won't come, but what else has there been DLC for? Was there DLC for Animal Crossing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Happy. The designer game mode. Yeah.
So like, if they bring Animal Crossing over and there's like a Switch 2 edition of that or something like that, like, I don't know. Can you imagine spending an extra $20 for that DLC? Like, does that seem reasonable? Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of other contexts where, like, does that still make sense, or am I just?
I know people who have put a literal 1,000 hours into New Horizons.
Yeah, that's true. No, people are wild.
Games like that, I guess it makes sense.
And haven't even touched the DLC. Yeah.
Yeah. But like the only one that really like bothered me or rubbed me the wrong way was the Mario Party one, because that just came out.
Yeah.
Why did you do that? You did that solely for the cash cow, because now you can sell it twice.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Oh yeah. Cause so with the Mario Party game, well, not only, do you have to buy it again, but then the Switch 2 edition does come with more content. So that also seems like kind of sleazy, because it's like, oh, say I bought it on the Switch 1 and I only have access to the base game. Like, did you withhold that part of the game, basically? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the Switch couldn't handle it because it doesn't have the camera or whatever. But all around, that was kind of a weird choice for them.
Exactly. Yeah, they knew it couldn't handle it. They knew that they were about to release the Switch 2. They could have waited.
Yeah.
But
a little sleazy, Nintendo.
A little bit, just a little bit.
but yeah, I don't know. With the Breath of the Wild stuff, I guess. Yeah, what you guys are saying does make sense. Like, if you like it, then you buy it. If you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. So you don't need to spend that money. Like that does make sense. But
like the initial people hear big numbers, and so I get that like knee-jerk reaction. But realistically, you're not going to want the DLC for every single game. You're just not going to, realistically. So, pick the one that you do like or do want, and don't get the others. It's not
run with it.
Yeah. Unless you're like me and you view video games like Pokemon, you got to catch them all,
No.
that's my downfall. Is that like
I feel you, but only for certain things. Only for certain things, I feel you though, Garrett.
I definitely have a couple games where I've bought like all the DLC, season pass, whatever, and like played it at launch and then like never touch it again, or beat the game. I finished the game, but I haven't never actually touched the DLC that I've purchased.
The DLC.
And I'm like, I played the game, loved the game, bought the season pass, DLC came out, and I was like, nah, I'm not going back. It's like, here I am. I just bought all that for nothing. So
they're doing this for people like you.
They're doing it for me.
Get them so good.
They're doing it for me, and I hate it. I think that's why I'm upset about it, is because this is targeting me. I'm feeling attacked by Nintendo. Oh, man. All right. Well, there's not much more to that news story. We don't have to push too much more into that one, but just to make people aware, that is the deal with these Nintendo Switch 2 editions. So read up. Basically, before you buy anything, just read up and make sure you understand what you're getting into. All right. Last but not least, last news story here. There's another little shorty, but from George Yang over at GameSpot. 6 years later, Katana Zero DLC is still coming and still free. Katana Zero developer ASCII has revealed its DLC is still in the works and is still free, even if it has been 6 years since the game's release. As a part of the III Initiative Showcase, ASCII released a brand new gameplay trailer. While it's light on the details, there seems to be something or someone involved called the Seventh Angel. Despite the DLC being free, fans are commenting that they'd happily pay for it since its development has taken so long. And so far, there's still no release date for the DLC. The last update was back in March 2021 when the developer said that its initial scope grew 6-fold, making it less a DLC and more like Katana Zero 1.5. Limited Run Games even announced plans for a physical copy of the game back in 2020, but those haven't come to fruition yet. Meanwhile, ASCII is simultaneously working on a new mobile game called Pocket Squirrel, which was described as Pokemon meets Animal Crossing, that also has roguelike RPG dungeon crawler elements. However, no updates have been given since 2021. Katana Zero is available on PC, Switch, Xbox, iOS, and Android. There's no PlayStation version. There's no indication that it'll arrive on PS4 or PS5 anytime soon. And that's sad, because Katana Zero rules. This game is so good. Yeah, knowing this DLC is still coming, still free, I hope it's soon. I hope it's this year. That'd be so sick if, like, finally come out on the Switch too.
Didn't the trailer say 2025?
I don't know. I didn't have a chance to watch through the trailer. I've just read a couple of articles, but the article here says there's no date. Still no release date for the DLC.
Right. Okay.
But yeah.
I mean, that's fine. I'll be here. I'll be here when you get here. So. Yeah.
Yeah, a DLC I don't have to pay for.
There you go.
Thank you, ASCII Soft.
Nintendo's gonna roll up to their studio next time. What do you mean you were trying to give them a game for free, for cheap, huh?
Right.
Not on our console.
Right.
Oh man, I'm so stoked for this. I know we've, like, Adrian and I, we've been talking about this for like a couple years. We've mentioned it at like different directs and like Summer Game Fest, like the last couple of years. Like, when are they going to announce this? When do we get the DLC? So it's nice to know that it's still in the works. And from what it sounds like it's less of a DLC and more like basically a second game. Like, it's cool. He says, awesome. Like, that's basically to get a DLC that's the same length as the game. Sounds pretty epic. So I am very much looking forward to this whenever it does come out. But Steph, have you played Katana Zero at all?
Nope, okay. I know nothing about it. But I'm very excited for you.
You gotta check it out.
Sounds like it's been a long time coming.
So the mechanics of it, like, Adrian, help me out here. Like, the gameplay, because I haven't played it in a couple of years, like, basically, I don't know, it's probably like 4 or 5 years since I played it, but you're like a samurai, right? Or
you are. Like, and the gameplay breakdown, because I don't want to tell too much of the story, because it gets juicy the entire way, is you're a samurai with future sight and telekinetic abilities, basically. And you go from room to room with people who are your enemies, right? So they're on all different levels of the floors, or they're in a closet or something like that. And you need to get them either get past them or take them out. And it allows you to experiment and see what works best for you. So, like, you for example, you can go, I can cut these 2 guys down, throw a bottle at this one, come back, and then run out, right? Or you can do it the therapeutic way, which is stick to the objective and, just try to be the best little samurai you can.
Boring.
Which is, it's not fun, but no. And there's, sword combos that you can do. There's interactions with the environment. Like, if you cut a fire extinguisher, the whole room starts to smoke up. Just things of that nature that you can use to your advantage. So, the game rules. Yeah,
and what's cool too is, like, the kind of sandboxy feel to it, where, like, there's bottles on a table or a shelf, and, like, kind of like in slow motion, like running and grabbing and throwing, and, like, you're doing all this stuff, and it's like everything's kind of happening in slow motion, in a sense, like, as you're doing all these crazy moves and fighting all these people. And I don't know, it's a really cool little gameplay loop they have. Very satisfying when you complete, like, a room too. It's all 2D, kind of side scrolly feel, and the soundtrack just absolutely rips. Like I listen to that just like if you're going for like a run, listen to the soundtrack. It's so good. It gets you hype.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A good game soundtrack.
Very good. All right. Well, that is it for the nerdy nudes this week. Now, it would normally be time for a Patreon ad. And I was planning on doing it, but we're going a little long. And you know what? We're not long for this world anyway. So, supporters at SGBstore.com. Buy some merch. And hey, if you want some of that Patreon stuff, exclusive stuff, head over to patreon.com/supergamerboys. But now I have some important questions for both of you folks.
Before you ask that,
yes.
Okay. Do you want to just do like a quick? Oh, I guess you don't have to anymore. I was gonna say, do you want to do a quick Patreon ad? But I guess there's nothing to advertise anymore.
I mean, I could. Do you want me to? I can do a Patreon raid. No.
I get. I mean, yeah. You know, this is usually my like my my
you
little.
You need a break. You need a break.
I need a break.
All right, you and Steph. All right, so you and Steph, you go take your break. We'll do our Patreon ad here. I'll read. You guys enjoy your break for a couple minutes.
Give me a solid 2 minutes.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. This is the part of the show then where I tell you to go over to patreon.com/supergamerboys and support us over there starting at just $1 a month. That's right. $1 each and every month gets you episodes early and ad-free, such as this show, as well as access to our Patreon exclusive shows, such as Super Later Boys. Yes, we've announced that Super Gamer Boys will be ending May 26th. That will be the final episode here. As far as I know so far, we're still kind of discussing it. Since we had promised certain content being exclusive to Patreon, we're thinking about keeping the Patreon up and running. So that way, if people want to still listen to some of that old stuff, they just give $1 and go listen to it. But who knows? Maybe we'll eventually release it publicly. But we're thinking about maybe just keeping the Patreon going just for that type of thing. Just so that way we are people of our word. But $1 a month. We have other tiers, but again, those perks will be coming to an end. Really, the only one that will be probably in effect indefinitely will be that $1 tier. But we do have a $5 tier where you can get show notes. So for the next month, because we do have 4 more episodes, for the next month, you want to see the show notes before the show. Support us at $5 a month. You get those. $10 a month. You can be a Super Gamer sponsor and get a shout out at the top of each and every episode here for the last few shows. And then we got our top dog tier, Patreon producer, support us over there. And usually the big draw with that is having the ability to pitch a segment for the show. Obviously, we don't have much more shows left to go. So feel free to support us at any of those levels, however you feel fit. But with the disclaimer that after May 26th, I believe it is, Memorial Day, there will be no new content planned, at least in the future. You know, who knows? Maybe stuff will drop here and there as a little surprise, but otherwise, main Super Gamer Boys content will be going on an indefinite hiatus. So I guess that'll be the announcement here is if you do have a support over there and you forgot about it, maybe think about going and checking it out. And if you need to get your affairs in order, cancel a subscription or whatever, starting after May 26th when that last episode comes out, then go do that now. Feels weird to do an ad and tell people to cancel their subscription, but I do want to just make people aware.
Maybe we just call it an announcement going forward.
Yeah, there you go.
Instead of an ad.
There you go.
SGBstore.com. I already mentioned, buy some sweet merch over there. I'm planning on that's free to have. I'm going to keep that up because when my Super Game Boy sweater eventually wears out, I got to buy a new one. So I might as well just keep the store going, right?
Fair point.
Buy SGB Store merch, sgbstore.com. Summer Gamer Boys merch is still up from last summer. Get your swim trunks for this summer. They're great. I love it. Got like a bright blue, hot pink. You want it? You want some sick shorts, cool hat, and a great glass to sip some tea out of next to the pool this year. Go check out sgbstore.com. And remember all the good times you had with us. Last but not least, here on Twitch for these last few weeks, if you want to support us for free over at twitch.tv/the Super Game Boys, use your free Prime Gaming sub. Costs you $0. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link it to your Twitch account. Use your Prime Gaming subscription on our channel. Get it ad-free. Get free emotes. Help support the channel here as we wrap things up. Because you know what? We still got bills to pay. And with that, let's get back to the show. What a weird ad break, because it just feels weird to be like, hey, you can support us still just for a little bit. Anyways,
if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And then stop.
And then stop, please. All right. The most important question of the night here. Let's start with you, Steph. What you playing?
I am playing MLB The Show 2025.
Ooh.
Full bro gamer mode. And that's what I do. I don't play a lot of sports games. I just play this. This is my 4th year playing it now. It is one game where they get me with the DLC. I buy the deluxe edition. I don't know what's deluxe about it. I couldn't tell you. How is this different? I don't know. It's $50 more, but I have it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But it's fun, not having a lot of time to game and see a game through. Like, I hate starting a game, not touching it for a while, and then trying to come back to it.
Right,
so
yeah. That's
what's nice about this, is that I can just kind of pick it up here and there when I feel like it. There's no story.
Yeah.
It's just baseball.
Just play a game, put it down, and that's it,
What I need right now, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. I don't know if I've ever played an MLB game, like a video game.
You should. They're good.
They're fun.
I've played like FIFA, and I've played basketball, like NBA Live or whatever and stuff like that. But I've never touched a baseball game. Maybe one day I need to give it a shot.
I'm definitely not like a sports sim fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more of like a arcadey, like fantasy. You know what I mean? Add a twist of fun into it, but. No, the show is really well made. Like, it's definitely, you can tell that Santa Monica really cares about making sure that they, make a good product. So,
yeah, they do a good job.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Good to know. All right. Anything else you've been playing, or?
No, I was playing Marvel Rivals, and then,
okay.
The show came out. But Marvel Rivals, it's been fun. I've loved it.
I haven't touched Marvel Rivals at all. So that's basically, it's, from what I understand, it's like
it's Overwatch.
It's Overwatch,
but Marvel.
Marvel characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Done.
I like it a lot. I played Overwatch. I didn't really play much of Overwatch 2. It really just kind of fell off for me.
Same.
They took the fun out of it, and then they tried to put it back recently because Marvel Rivals forced their hand, but it's too late. I'm gone. But it's fun. I play with voice chat off. I don't need to hear the toxicity. I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
And I just play the quick play, and I have a fun little time with my little heroes. I main Mantis, and I just run around healing people. It's a good time. Nice.
And it's free to play, right?
It is.
Okay. At some point I need to try it then. I've been avoiding it because I'm not a multiplayer gamer generally, but everyone I talk to loves it, and it does look kind of cool. So I'm like, all right, one of these days I just need to try. It's free.
You seen those animations?
Adrian,
have you seen who's coming the next season?
I haven't, no.
Do I need to see?
Do I need to? Okay,
I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
I'll look it up.
I mean, it's here. The season just dropped. It's
I'll look it
out.
So she's here
after the show. Oh, she's here. Okay. I see.
The internet's been in a tizzy about it.
Yeah, the animations, it's a time.
Okay, all right. I see where we're going here. All right, I might need to check this game out. No, just kidding. Adrian, have you been up to anything lately?
Nothing major. In my downtime for, maybe a cool 4 to 5 minutes at a time, I've had my Playdate on me. Ooh. And I've been playing a little Crankin's Time Machine, which is the little game where you control this
it's like a Tin Man.
Robot character, like a Tin Man, yeah. And you crank the crank to make him go through the levels. And I feel like I'm at 48. I'm at level 48, and there's 50 levels total. And I've been trying to get through this one level for the longest time. And for some reason, I just cannot get to the end of it. And it's frustrating because I'm so close. I just want to beat it.
So close. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That game is difficult. A lot more difficult than I thought it would be. Like, I think I got stuck on like the 5th or 6th level, or like pretty early on. I was just like, oh man, like you got to really think.
Man.
You got to really think, you got to plan. Yeah. Because
time only moves when you move, right? That's kind of what it is. So you walk and then, right? Is that right? Or does it move on its own?
No, things move. Some things move when you get into later levels. In the beginning, to kind of get you used to how it works, nothing moves until you do.
Yeah.
But you have to, later on, there are like levels where enemies will be walking towards you, and you have to plan your like position in the air to avoid them before you step back down. So, no, that game rips.
Crazy. Yeah, it's fun. So many good games on the Playdate that I just feel like
they keep coming out.
I get emails like every week, every couple of weeks, like, oh, here's a new drop. Here's a bunch of new games. I'm like, oh, what? I haven't even played all the games that were part of season 1. Like,
right.
Let alone all these games that people are continuing to make and they're releasing now years later. So
season 2's not even out yet. These are just all games that they let people put on there.
It's great. I love it.
Awesome.
Playdate's great. One of these days I'll play them. One of these days.
Add them to the list. Yeah.
Add it to the list. Oh man. Well, for myself, I've been playing, getting back into Breath of the Wild actually, because
might want to put a pin in that.
Probably should just wait. I hope my save carries over. Honestly,
it better.
It should. It better.
Oh, you know what though? They might be like, oh, Breath of the Wild, the Switch 2 edition is a different SKU, so we can't blah, blah, blah.
No.
Nintendo does stupid things all the time.
They sure do. Sure do.
Like not letting you move Animal Crossing Islands to a new Switch.
Oh my bane of my existence, that stupid little island transfer tool. I hate it.
The worst. No, I was trying to figure out a game that because normally when my kids play, they play so Griffin plays on my 3DS, Shep plays on my Switch, and they usually play their own games, do their own thing or whatever. But I'm like, I never get to play games. I want to play games with them, or at the very least play games and have them be able to watch. And so I was like, well, what game can I do? And for a little bit I was playing Elden Ring. And there's only so much they can watch in Elden Ring. It gets pretty intense. It gets pretty. So I'm like, all right, well, what has the gameplay or what's kind of like a similar vibe to Elden Ring, but that's for kids? I'm like Breath of the Wild
until the 30 armed creature comes out and scars them for life.
Yeah, right. So I was like, what has a vibe of Elden Ring, but it's good, better for kids? And I'm like, Breath of the Wild, that game is basically Elden Ring for kids, not difficulty wise, but just like the openness and exploration of the world, all that stuff. And so, yeah, I jumped into it and I started right back from the beginning, started a new save. And it's been so much fun. And they've been having a blast. And basically how we're doing it too is I'm telling them, I'm like, if you see anything you want me to go towards, tell me. I'll go towards, I'll explore it. If you have answers to a puzzle, whatever, I'm holding the controller, but it's up to you two to tell me what to do. It was such a blast. We've only done it so this past weekend, my wife was out of town and we did it 2 nights that she was gone. So Friday and Saturday. And it was so much fun. I'm like, okay, we need to do this more. This was a lot of fun. And I forgot how much I enjoyed that game. It was funny loading up the game and looking at my save too. My save was from 2018. I had not touched Breath of the Wild since 2018, and I never finished it. I got 3/4 of the way through. I beat 3 out of the 4 beasts and then just stopped, which is crazy. So I was like, this is the tragedy, honestly. But yeah, it's weird to go back and see 2018 on the clock. I'm like, that's bizarre. But I jumped into my save initially, and I'm like, I have no idea what's happening right now. This is not happening. So I just backed out immediately. I'm like, let's start a new save. Let's start over. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been good.
Good.
All right. Well, that's it for this show this week. Thank you all so much for listening. We appreciate each and every one of you for sticking with us here this episode and for the past 7 years we've been making this show. You guys are the bomb. I do want to give a huge thank you and shout out here to Steph for joining us this episode. Thank you very much for hanging out with us here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Sharing
Congrats
what you've been
on 7 years.
Thank you. Yeah,
It's
been fun chatting with you here tonight, hearing your thoughts on all the news and Nintendo and what you've been playing. If you want to buy some merch, sgbstore.com. Go check it out. Patreon's there if you want it. But again, you only got a month left. Thank you so much for listening and watching too. You can catch our stuff on podcast apps around the world and also youtube.com/supergamerboys. Check us out in those places. And we got a lot of backlog. We got 200. This is episode 277. So we got 276 episodes of this show plus 3 other shows plus live stream. So go over and enjoy all the stuff we made over the last 7 years. We got a lot of content. So probably if you watch through all the stuff we've made, by the time you're done, who knows? Maybe we'll be back. We'll be back making new stuff. Rate and review us where you can, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever. It'd be much appreciated. Also, a huge shout out to Jack Sriracha, Yate, and DJ Trooz for allowing us to use their music on the show. Today, we've been listening to DJ Trooz, the legend. Find them on Apple Music and Spotify. Pretty please. Because they are just the real champions here. Like them letting us use their music has been so incredible. So thankful for them. And yeah, all their hard work making it. So go show them some love and support over there. Links will be shown in the show description. You can find us during the week over at supergamerboys.com, Twitter and Instagram at supergamerboys. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at gmorlang. Steph, where can people find you?
You can find me at home. Don't come find me at home, actually.
Oh, okay.
But you can find me online someday. I might be back on twitch.tv/StephBabies.
Yeah.
I will be back. It's just a matter of when. And then Twitter, same thing. Twitter, StephBabies. I'm there as well.
Check it out. And Adrian, where can people find you at?
You can find me any and everywhere on this here internet at Homeboy, HOLMBOI.
All right. Well, that's it. So, Adrian, you mind taking us out?
I sure don't. Folks, thanks for hanging out with us for another episode of the Super Gamer Boys podcast. As always, we appreciate you coming in here live, or as well as people who are watching on the VODs. And, any support that you give is always appreciated, whether that's getting something from the merch store, signing up for the Patreon, or just telling a friend about the podcast. It all helps, and it's all vastly appreciated. That'll do it for us. Until next time, we are the Super Gamer Boys.
And we'll catch you on the flippity flop.
Not too shabby. See, we didn't lose a step.
Look at us.
Yes.
Should we keep it going?
We got 2 more.